"You're outdated. We're done here." The CEO hissed it across the glass table like a verdict. I nodded once, calm, respectful, understood. What he didn't know, what no one in that room knew, was that his words were the trigger, the final condition, the moment the retirement trust quietly activated its voting rights. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. One question burned through the room. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? I wasn't there to watch their faces. I was somewhere else, somewhere quieter, remembering how betrayal always sounds polite at first. I used to believe loyalty was built 1 hour at a time. I worked endless nights, doubled shifts, turned down vacations, sold my car and rode the train so my wife could sit in lecture halls that smelled like old books and ambition. Her parents called it impractical. I called it faith. $75,000. That was the price of her degree, the price of our future, I thought. She kissed me every morning before class, promised me it would all be worth it. I believed her because belief was cheaper than doubt. We had a rhythm back then. Coffee at dawn, short texts during lunch, silence late at night when I worked and she studied. I mistook exhaustion for commitment. I mistook distance for growth. That's how betrayal survives, by hiding behind reasonable explanations. I didn't catch them in bed. Life is rarely that generous. I noticed patterns. Late nights that didn't match exam schedules, a new perfume she didn't wear for me, academic jargon slipping into casual conversation, said with a softness she'd stopped using at home. Then came the email, not to me, never directly to me, to our shared tablet, an accidental sync, a careless line. "I miss how you look at me in class." No signature, no apology, just entitlement. I didn't confront her. That's what people expect. Emotion, noise, chaos. I closed the tablet, took a breath, and started planning. Pain is loud. Strategy is silent. I learned quickly that professors leave trails, university emails, grant proposals, conference travel receipts. I watched patterns form like constellations. I hired a private investigator who specialized in academic misconduct, paid cash, asked for patience and precision. While she slept beside me, I learned about tenure rules, morality clauses, donor ethics policies. I learned how universities bury scandals and how they panic when donors stop calling. At work, I made my own quiet moves. The retirement trust wasn't new. It was old, something I built slowly, invisibly, while everyone underestimated me. Shares accumulate when you don't show off. Power compounds when you don't announce it. I didn't want revenge fueled by rage. I wanted consequences built on structure. By the time she asked why I was smiling more, it was already too late. The first move was gentle. I stopped paying tuition. Not dramatically, not all at once, just enough delay to trigger a financial review. The university flagged her account. Her professor, her lover, stepped in, pulled strings, made calls. That was the mistake, because those calls were recorded. The second move was surgical. An anonymous packet reached the ethics committee. Timelines, emails, hotel receipts from academic conferences, student grading anomalies, patterns that screamed favoritism. The third move was public. I donated a modest sum to the university under my trust's name, with conditions: full transparency, zero tolerance for misconduct, audits. Institutions don't fear anger, they fear paperwork tied to money. I confronted her last, at the kitchen table, calm, almost kind. She tried denial, then tears, then justification, said he understood her mind, said I was never there. I didn't raise my voice. I slid the printed evidence across the table, watched her hands shake, watched realization replace arrogance. "I funded your future," I said quietly. "You traded it for validation." She asked what would happen to him. I told her to check the news. He lost everything in 48 hours. Tenure revoked, grants frozen, names scrubbed from the faculty directory before lunch. Academic journals withdrew papers like they'd never existed. Students protested, then stopped when the evidence went public. She was expelled for ethical violations. No degree, no refund, no allies. And then there was my world. The CEO who called me outdated, he learned what quiet shareholders look like. The board voted before he finished his apology. Security walked him out. Power doesn't shout, it waits. The fallout was messy for them, surgical for me. She moved back in with parents who wouldn't meet my eyes. He disappeared into consulting obscurity. The university issued statements full of hollow remorse. I finalized the divorce without emotion, signed papers with the same pen I used to authorize the trust's vote. No alimony, no settlement, just silence.